I'm Torry Cook with MFK Calls. I wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit about some of our products and go over some of our turkey calls, turkey diaphragms with you. We've got 4 in our lineup, and one thing I'd like to say before I get started, all of our calls are handmade one at a time, hand stretched by me, and we don't have any kind of private label stuff. Nobody else is making our calls for us and us sticking a label on there. Everything that we make, we can use, we run, and those are the calls that we use when we're out in the field hunting. And I think that's something that separates us from a lot of the other companies out there. You've got a lot of guys that are, sticking a label on a call and making a lot of claims about how good they are and putting some catchphrase on there and telling you and hitting you with ads and stuff all the time and non-stop telling you how good their calls are and how good their calls sound and how you can really pile the stuff up when you go to the woods. But you don't see them demonstrating those calls, you don't get to hear what they sound like, and you don't get to see a lot of footage of what they're doing with those calls. And that's something that we try to do here at MFK. We try to show you the calls that we make, show you how to use them, what they sound like, and then actually show them being used in a hunting situation, calling animals in, and then us making some of those kills on film. We stand behind everything we make and sell, and with a flooded turkey market in particular, I think that's one of the things that you might want to consider next time you get ready to buy a call. Buy from somebody that's using what they make and know how to use it and not just making claims. This first call in our lineup is it's a split V, has a split V cut in it. It's 3-reed call. I call it the Gravedigger. This is a real raspy call. Of course, that's always popular amongst hunters. This call will do everything except your real high-end stuff like kiki runs and stuff like that, but for hard cutting, real raspy yelps, clucks, purring, you can get loud, you can get soft. This call will cover you all the way around. That's what it sounds like. This next call I'll cover is this is really probably our signature call. Call it the Feather Duster. It's another 3-reed call, and like most of our calls, with the exception of the one I just blew, that Gravedigger, the Feather Duster, Spur Slayer, and the Hook Hunter will all cover a full range of turkey vocals, from the high-pitched kikis to the raspy cutting and yelps. Combine the high notes with the rasp and get those sweet two-toned yelps that really add to the realism of the call. I try to make sure that most of my calls have that in it, and this Feather Duster does, and I'll run it right quick and let you see what I'm talking about. Next call I'll cover is this is the Spur Slayer. Another 3-reed call. All of my turkey calls are 3-reed calls unless somebody puts in some kind of special order. This call again is capable of doing everything from the high-end, high-pitched kikis to the raspy yelps and hard cutting. You can get by with all of it on this call. All of them are easy to blow, including this one. This call is a call you can get rough with your cutting and stuff like that. And we use it a lot when we're walking around trying to strike one up. You know, use it kind of as a locator call as well. But it also functions extremely good as a hunting call, whether you're blowing it hard or soft. It does it. Last call in our turkey series is one we call a hook hunter. It's got a bat wing cut, another 3-reed call. Does it all, just like most of the rest of them. Kikis, cutting, yelps, clucks, purrs. This is a real sweet sounding call, one that took me a little while to get like I wanted it. I blew a lot of bat wing calls before, and most of the time they sound real sweet, especially when you're doing the little two-tone yelps and stuff like that on them. But they have a tendency to want to break if you get very rough with them. And you know, if you get them to where they don't break, they usually either don't sound good or are hard to blow. So it took me a little while till I could get everything. A call that's easy to blow, that sounds good, keeps that two-tone yelp that's hard to get, and also has the ability to get loud. You can get aggressive with this call and not lose the sound. It doesn't pitch break on you. And what it sounds like. That's our line of turkey calls. You can check them out on our website at mfkgamecalls.com. Be sure to check us out on Facebook too at MFK Game Calls. Appreciate it.